So yeah, what is this P level that... is so offensive? What? Oh, whoops, yeah. Misplaced parenthesis. Say that. Alright, so what is this? 2. Level 2. Oh, well that's weird. Why'd it be level 2? Max level. Oh, yes. Right. Oh, cool. I spent way too long thinking about whether I was supposed to add in +1 to max level or not. And even after all that thinking, I came up with the wrong answer. Wow, yeah, I'm special. Now it should work. Walking sticks! There's walking sticks! Alright, so that's our narrator. Oh, is he? Yeah, you guys can see him. And he has a walking stick, look at that. So now I'm going to join in, so let's unlock stuff. Oh, look, here we go. Oh, wait, why do you... Oh, wow, okay, so there's a lot of people here. And cool. Alright, so... cool. Alright, so me and Crab Power, we don't have walking sticks, because we're not sufficient level, but Binrybot and JourneyBot are sufficient level, because those bots, they play this game way too much, so... Cool. And now I can just add in more stuff like that. Cool. Cool, cool. Cool. Cool stuff, yay. Hooray. Forever. Not forever, because we're not done yet, but we're getting there, right? It's now significantly less dangerous, because we've all taken these walking sticks. So, good news. Good times. Good stuff. Wow, why did it wait so long to show Crab Power's name? Oh, because there's an event in progress. Yeah. And we don't show names when there's an event in progress. Alright. That's cool. Oh, yeah, so the one thing I haven't done yet is to account for stream delay. So, yeah, I should probably do that, at least, so that people can at least play the game. Yeah, why not? So stream delay, more than 15 seconds. Is it even 15 seconds yet? I forget what I left this time at. Event cooldown, yeah, I'll put it to like 30 seconds. So that way there's like a clearer division. I don't know how long stream delay is. Some people say stream delay is like several minutes long. And so this game is actually going to operate at a very different scale. But for starters... Whoa. Why are we spamming? Oh, right, because we're doing it every time we blit. So I should probably take out that print. Alright, so I have to take out that... Sorry. I definitely have to take that out again. Now that the... Sorry. Where's... Yeah, here it is. Alright, I'm just gonna rerun the... Oh, after this event, I'll rerun the... Alright, oh, no, it's only half over. After this event, because Crab Power's playing. Here, I'll help hack. Because it's a freaking doomsday device. We gotta get everyone on this. Here, Binrybot will also hack. I think we did pretty well on that one. We all chose a plan and we stuck at it. Perfect hack through adventures. Yay. Alright, and then we'll stop the script and restart it because just now. Okay, so now we won't have that constant spam of whatever, and yeah. Alright, so now it's art time, sort of. Yeah, I can do like art. I'm gonna do like more like temp art, and then I'll like fix up the art to be better in the near future. Probably. I don't know. We'll see. um, so order is just. Uh, oh yeah, Grub. Thanks for hanging out. I hope to see you again sometime. And yeah, the game's pretty close to finished. So I mean, I've been saying that for a while, but like maybe as soon as next week it'll actually be up and running. So now that you've participated, like your data is in the system. So everyone who helps test it out while the game's still in progress, I'm gonna give the little badge that one guy has on his forehead. Everyone is getting that as like a special like signifier that it's the alpha badge for the people who helped out while the game was still in alpha. So I might make it look cooler too. It's kind of temp-ish art. This is like pretty much all of this game is like all the art in this game is in varying states of temp-ishness. Oh, the delay is yeah. So the I have the event system like going like rapid fire. But oh, sorry, yeah. I'm just gonna continue talking, so I don't feel obligated to stay, just because I'm still rambling. But I have the event system like going like pretty rapid fire. At this point, just for testing purposes, the game is actually going to happen on a much different time scale. So, yeah, I will take into account the stream delay for the final version of the game. Excuse me. It's just easier to test stuff when it's all like happening super fast. So, yeah. Yeah. Alpha. I know when I put my fist against my forehead, it really doesn't. It's really not visually representative of what that badge looks like. But I keep doing that for some reason. Oh, maybe if I go like that instead. That's a little bit. No, I don't know. I should just make myself an alpha badge in real life. No. I should do something productive instead. Alright, so yeah, let's draw more stuff. So we have the walking stick. And it's temp art and everything, but whatever, for now. It's fine. So let's make a backpack, I think was one of the other things. It's gonna be a little weird with like the hat tail. Maybe I should change the hat tail. Maybe I should just change the hat. Maybe I should just radically redefine everything, how everything works in the entire. I should port this game out of Python so I don't have to. What was I doing? Alright, so yeah, backpack, I guess. Let's see if I can do a backpack. I won't make it the exact same color as the walking stick, because that'd be weird. It'll be more like a burlappy sort of. I don't know. Whatever. What tool am I using? Not the correct one, that's for sure. Alright, so pen tool, deselect. So backpack. Oh, is this gonna? Yeah, I might have to change the hat, because the backpack. Alright, so should I just change the character art now? Because I at this point I can be fairly certain I want to change the way hats work, because like how do you make a game that signifies like character advancement without making different hats? Like hats are like our core feature. I think we can all agree on that. Hats are just very yeah. Oh yeah, isn't that weird? Like I guess people just have different stream delays. So the final version of the game, like, 'cause some people like they describe their stream delay to be like minutes long, and like other people it's like it takes like no time at all. So I think that for the final version of the game, it's like it's not going to be happening in a scale of seconds. It's going to be happening in like like minutes. Like each event will stay on screen. Probably, I mean, apparently at least for like 2 minutes, right? Because apparently that's how long it takes some people to participate. But that's fine. The whole game is gonna have a slightly less frantic pace. So hats. I guess actually, if I make hats like a part of the system, then you will start the game with at least one item, because you will start the game with at least one hat. Everyone has a hat. So maybe I could try that. Yeah. Oh. Oh. But then, ooh, yes, ooh. Oh, yeah, whoa. Okay. So it just occurred to me, I might have to choose the order in which these things. Ooh, ah. Wait, maybe I shouldn't do this. Because, if there are hats, and there are things that, there are hats and there are things. Because, like, hats you kind of want to draw on top, but also, like I was just describing that in this case, like, we would actually want the hat to draw behind the backpack, so. What? uh, wow. So yeah, maybe I should just make like height like a part of the art data and go by that. But then I have to choose like a relative height for literally every asset that I come up with. Hold on, sorry, just 1 second. Sorry about that. Yeah. I could just make it so that hats always draw behind back things. And because so then the only time you actually have the only time you have a hat like that would extend that far down is if it. Ooh, this is weird. Excuse me. I mean, I guess I could. Yeah, well, I guess maybe it's good that I thought of this now because this would actually have to change a lot because now the outfits I guess wouldn't even be defined by slots anymore. Like I'd probably just want a. There's actually a pretty strong argument for the other system wherein instead of like splitting these things all separately, I bake each appearance all together into one thing because then I could just like hand tune stuff like that. Uh, I don't know. um, uh, well, so maybe for now I'll just like not worry about overlap. Maybe for now I'll just like keep things in discrete sections. So like just I just won't have the hat come down like that. If I think that space would be better used for backpacks. But what would this character look like without that part of the hat? Like what if their hat really was just like a little cap or whatever? What would that look like? Look different. That's for sure. It's like a little beret instead. um, hmm. Oops, wrong tool. Dropper tool. Uh, I don't know what I'm doing now. I don't know what I'm trying to accomplish with this. Maybe that's fine. Maybe this is also fine. I'll try saving this and see what this looks like. Oh, but I'd have to do it for both frames, so... copy, paste. Alright, so what would it look like if this was our adventures? Save, y'all. Save. Yeah. Alright, let's try rerunning the script. Why is there only one adventure here? Oh, because the join stuff is dumb and broken. And grrr. That join stuff. No, I know what that's about, and once I get out of testing, it won't be as much of a problem. Hopefully. Oops, sorry. Alright, yeah, so rerun the script now. Let's see how that looks. What? Apparently I only saved one of them. Because now it's flitting back and forth between the two. I mean, it looks different, but I don't think it necessarily looks bad. But let's actually save them both correctly, so that way I can actually evaluate. Oh, right, okay. Yeah. Save. Right. Oh no. Whoops, I didn't mean to save over. Oh no, what did I just save over? Whoops. Alright, so smush these and then save as. Hopefully I didn't save over anything. Hopefully I just saved a new file without paying much close attention. Alright, so save this. Yes. Yes, and then rerun the script. That's probably fine. Yeah. It's probably fine. Hmm. Sorry, I'm just trying to convince myself that this is fine. And I definitely preferred how it was before, but maybe that's silly and I shouldn't care. Maybe I should just, like, do another pass on this art. um, hmm. Excuse me. Sorry. um, I'm just like looking at stuff, seeing how I feel about stuff. Yawning intermittently. No, I just don't like it as much without the without that. So should I do something more sophisticated, or should I give up on all my hopes and dreams? I don't know. It's one of those two, right? What if I just like trimmed it a little bit? Like not got rid of like the whole thing completely, but just like shortened it a little bit maybe. Maybe I'd like that more. Let's try saving that and copy, paste, save this. Let's see how that looks. That's not bad. Although it doesn't look like a hat anymore, it looks like hair. um, oh wow, and the walking stick is like invisible against the mountains. Wow. Good times. uh, Alright, so I clearly have to make the character art stand out in some way because I can't just trust it to be visible against all backgrounds naturally. So that's cool. I have like I don't know. This is the first time like this the art that I'm making for this game is like more sophisticated than any game I've made art for, which is great. I just don't work in 2D, so there's like a lot there that I don't think about. Because like with like a 3D game, I could just fix this with lighting. Like I wouldn't actually have to redo any of the assets. I could just like make it so that I could just cheat like the outline of the character with like room lighting or something like that. But no, 2D art, you just have to draw it good. You just have to draw it right. So yeah, just the trimmer hat doesn't like that's not bad. Like that's shippable. So is that sufficient for what I felt like doing with the backpack? Is the next most important question. So let's add in that other layer again, and backpack color, and then that's not backpack colored. Too green. No, it's fine. I was like, no, that's awful. I can't use that. And then my eyes settled, and I was like, yeah, no, actually, that's fine. Does this look like a backpack? Oh, I guess it'd look more like a backpack if I could actually like put straps on it. Like it could go like that. Huh. Maybe I should have this stuff draw over the character, and maybe I should use the fake fake transparency that excuse me. I could use like fake transparency instead of like real transparency. Like instead of the walking stick getting drawn in the background, I could have it drawn in the foreground, and then the stuff that I don't want actually to show in the foreground, or to the stuff, and to make it look like it's in the background, I could just like, you know, like that. Because now it looks like it's in the background, even though it's actually in the foreground. And that way, if I need to add in little details like the strap on the backpack, it'd be easier to do. Or possible at all to do. Although there's still overlap between the hat and the backpack. So like another thing I just kind of have to do is like define an order for these things. I think kind of like I basically just need to decide like the offhand is probably going to get drawn always furthest in the background. Because, like, if the offhand had, like, I don't know, like, if there's, like, a giant thing on the end of this thing, it'd be like, oops, wrong color. It'd be like, you know, it'd be like, say there's, like, a giant thing on the end, then, like, you don't want that drawing in front. Like, that would draw behind the hat, it would draw behind pretty much anything else. So you can pretty much decide that the offhand is the furthest back. And then the hat would probably be the next furthest back, which is kind of funny. But that's just because, like, it extends. I don't know. If it overlaps with anything else, it's because there's, like, it's probably because it's, like, flowing out and backwards. And, like, Yeah. Hmm. My gut just says, like, if I wanted to do that other hat type, then I would want um, the backpack to draw in front of it. And I'm like, I'm not really thinking of an example where I'd actually want like a back thing. Oh no, there's plenty of examples where you'd want like a, because if you had a cape and like it came up, like if it had like a collar that like went really high up, then of course you'd want. So if I can't come up with like a consistent ordering for like each of these discrete slots, then the thing I'd have to do is use like different layers. So like they, so like the hat couldn't exist all in the same layer. I would have to do I would have to do the there'd have to be a layer like yeah, like so so like the hat would have to have two layers. There would have to be the layer that the hat actually takes, that like the main hat layer, right? And then there'd be another layer for like the like stuff that might actually go behind the backpack type back item type stuff. Which I guess now that I say it, that's not so bad. And then maybe literally everything else is at least ascribes to like discrete units and stuff like that. Um, maybe that's the only case where I'd have to actually like separate those for like to handle overlap. Although, excuse me. If I did different chess pieces, then if I did different chess pieces, then maybe I won't do different chess pieces. Maybe I can conclusively say I won't do different chess pieces. Because if I did different chess pieces, then, for example, the backpack, if it has that strap that comes across the shoulder, then hypothetically, I might want that to draw in front of the chess piece. So maybe I should just say no chess pieces. Maybe like yeah, maybe this will just be like about accessory type stuff, and then the fundamental character art itself. Oh, right. So I shouldn't be using the fakey transparency because no, I should be using real transparency because when the character art itself changes, that would change how these lines of like fake transparency would work. So, all right, so I'm probably supposed to just use this layered system that I'm kind of like taking forever to arrive at. Yeah, so layers. So the hats are just gonna be weird, and they're gonna have two layers, whereas everything else can just stay the same. And I haven't added hats in yet, so maybe that's okay. Oh, but I still need to come up with like the layering system itself. I need to add in. Well, that's not too hard. I just that I can actually handle because I can just change the I can just like because like they already all always consistently draw in an order, but I just have to change how that order works exactly. Uh, huh. Oh, so how will that? Oh, hats, hats. So important, yet so difficult. And by so difficult, I mean like vaguely difficult at all. Like there's just the one thing that like is slightly different in any way, and that's horrendous to me for reasons I'm sure you'll understand. Why am I doing this? All right. So I'm just gonna save this character art again. Yeah, because I will change it, but I'm not gonna change it yet. I will have to change it. Hyper Muffin, hey, how's it going? Sorry if I missed. I wasn't paying close attention to chat, but hey, welcome. Um, all right, and yeah, let's give them their full hats back. I'm gonna rerun the script so that it has like the complete hat package. All right. Yay! And now we can actually see the walking stick because we're not in the mountains anymore. All right, so how am I gonna do hats? I think all right. So yeah, like I was saying before, I should just change how the outfit system works. Like I should expand the outfit system. Probably. Probably. Yeah, cause like yeah, the the items can represent like they can have like this set of layers that they come with, and then Ibuki, hey, how's it going? Hey, look, the little guy's carrying a walking stick. Look at the little guy though. The little guy on the screen. He's carrying a walking stick. Yeah, yeah. I like to dev. Specifically today, I'm making like character art stuff. And yeah, I just so I clearly have like non-zero amount of stuff working so far, but then it was just occurring to me that I kind of want to change how everything works. And now I'm just trying to think of like, I mean, I guess I was thinking that it would be like very analogous, like this new system that I'm putting in would be very analogous to the to the bonus system, but I guess it's actually going to be a bit different. And actually, maybe I'm just evolving the system, and I'll someday want to go back and make these changes to the bonus system too. Sorry, 1 second. Uh, sorry for the delay. Uh, so yeah, right now there are just like two images for any given. Oh, oh, you know what I just remembered is like I don't even have to like. Hey, you know what I just remembered is I can do this like the baking stuff. I can do kind of like in oh, thank you. Uh, okay. um, thank you. The there's a way that in Pygame, the thing that I'm working with, like I can make a surface and I can like blit things onto a surface. Like I can basically like take separate images and combine them within Pygame. So I don't have to like hmm. Is that gonna be easier? Maybe. But I was just thinking like, cause that way I don't. Yeah. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I can just so for each level there can just be like the is this easier? Yeah, I think so. I think this should be easier. There'd just be like the yeah, it can be because pretty much everything can bake down to like a character sandwich. Like there's equipment that will draw behind the character, like the walking stick draws behind the character, and there's equipment that'll draw in front of the character. And so we can just like for any given level, for any given equipment set, we can just have like that's like the bread of the character sandwich, and so we can just like within Pygame, like we don't even have to do it as separate files, like outside of the game, just because it's just within Pygame, we can bake the character bread and make character sandwiches that way. Delicious, delicious character sandwiches. So the the way we would go about doing that. Uh, yeah, that's actually a next step because the first thing to do is still to change how these like frames work now, because like now, um, uh, am I? Yeah, right. Yeah. So there's the equipment is basically like basically what it does in this game is just to indicate character progression. You level up and you get like equipment, and it's entirely cosmetic, because like I don't know. At some point, like yeah, I mean, at some point I might want to change like the way the game works so that there's like a functional component to some of this stuff, but I'm not doing anything so in depth. The way so yeah, so the way experience works. So like the for those of you who might not be familiar with how this game is supposed to work, is it's supposed to be more akin to like a tabletop role playing game, like a Dungeons and Dragons sort of situation, where most of the game is driven by uh, like narrative that we kind of come up with as we go a little bit, and so there's already a way uh, in which experience factors into that system, and experience is what drives how your character gets geared up. So it's never. I mean, it could be the case that like if I felt like it, I could be like let's say I level like 82, you get the ice wand or something. I don't know. If I felt like it, I could make a challenge that like you need the ice wand to get past. But because it's me driving all of this stuff, like I don't have to like bake. I don't actually have to like like build that into the game systems. Like I as dungeon master kind of am a lot of the game systems, sort of, just in how I would execute the title. So I actually could do that. I just don't actually need to do anything I don't have to do any programming in order to make that happen. I can just do it by being a real person in real life. So that's cool. uh, all right. So for equipment, the whereas previously I'd just been thinking of it as like an image, potentially with two different frames. I might just cut the frames. Or maybe I should do the frames. The reason there are two frames is that like hypothetically I could have it so that the walking stick like you know you're holding a walking stick, right? And so so like as you move, like maybe the stick like bobs a little bit or something, because like right now it's rigid. It just like stays completely fixed in place. Like the only thing that moves with the character are the character's legs and feet. Um, so if I felt like, and so like the walking stick isn't even the greatest example, but like so, let's say for example, he was carrying a flag or something. Let's say it was like, whoops, wow, I don't know what it is to the camera, but it's weird now. Let's say it was instead of just a stick, it was carrying like a tall stick with like a flag on the end of it. Um, that would be a little weirder to see it like sitting there rigidly. So I actually have two frames, so that way I can have like two like flapping frames of animation for the flag. So like as you walk along, it like I don't know, kind of like it looks like a little bit like it's like flapping in the wind a little bit like that. Uh, but hmm. Yeah, huh? How? I mean, these are questions down the line, but like if I go this route with it, where like I make these little character sandwiches, um, uh, if I make these little characters, like, do I make all of the sandwiches like up front? Because like once there are like if there are 100 levels, that's like a lot of little sandwiches. It's like it's kind of a lot. Because then when you consider like each sandwich has like four pieces of bread, kind of, because there's each sandwich has two pieces of bread, but there's two frames of animation. So like you know uh, that's like twice as much. So maybe we only make these. Maybe we only make these sandwiches based on the levels of the characters that are currently participating. Like, just make this make the like, instead of making all the sandwiches ahead of time and just like assuming people will show up and want the sandwiches or need the sandwiches, we just make the sandwiches for people as they show up. If this is a real sandwich shop, I think that would actually be more akin to how to make sandwiches. Although if this was a catered event, then the sandwiches would be made in advance. And now I'm just thinking about food. I'm not actually thinking about the game dev anymore. No, how do I want to do this? Maybe I could keep all of the yeah, I should keep all of the ingredients and then make the sandwiches as needed. Well, so sandwiches, the metaphor is gonna break down a little bit because these sandwiches are reusable. So like, if a character's if someone's level 5, and then they level up to level 6, and then someone who's level 4 levels up to level 5, they can actually use the same sandwich as the other one. um, um, oh gosh, I really don't know about that part. And so the funny thing is that the you get bacon. You could have like a bacon flag, like just a long stick with like waving pieces of bacon on the end. Um, excuse me. I guess so. I think part of the reason I don't know what the answer here is going to be is that I think it's actually different depending on the scale of the game. I think like for if there are like tons of people playing, like if hypothetically if there were people around of each level consistently that like basically all the sandwiches were needed like basically all the time, then it's not superfluous to have all those extra sandwiches around. Instead, it's superfluous to constantly be checking which ones are needed. Whereas if it's a smaller amount of people. So, I don't know, maybe I won't worry about that quite yet. Maybe I'll just, figure out instead, like, how this layer system even works. Because it's going to be more complex, is the short answer. It's basically just going to be more complex. And the how of complexity, so, hey, look, transition. uh, so, yeah, I guess, like, whereas like, previously I just set it up so there was data for, where is it? Equipment, offhand, walking stick. So walking stand just has data and 2 frames. Like I might need subfolders for walking stick. I might need to. So yeah, I think I need. Excuse me. I need a new layer for, or excuse me, I need a new. So I should define what the layers are, because we like we can't have multiple things on we can't have we can't have multiple things on the same layer because like the layers. But when I say layers now, what I basically mean is like the order in which we blit these things, and like we can't blit 2 things at the same time. We have to, like, for everything we blit, one has to be on top of the other. So how do we? All right. So some of that data is kind of like. I mean that has to be consistent in a way. Like, so like if we, like so the one layer I know we want the one slot that I know we want layers for is the hat. So for the hats, we want the layer that like is like the main hat thing itself, like excuse me, like you know the hat, the head covering. And the other thing I know is that we want at least one layer that extends out behind. So like if like the hat has like a tail to it, it can be behind, for example, a backpack. Oh, but then I was also saying for things that go on your back, like we might want like if you have a quiver on your back, then you might want like we might want like the strap that goes across your chest to indicate that there's that it's actually held up by some. Because we might not need that. We might not need straps. Like that. Well, if we're gonna add in layer system, we might as well add that in anyways. So let's pretend for now that we are gonna add that in. If we do that, then yeah. So there's at least two things that we need multiple layers for. I think the stuff that you're holding in the stuff that you're holding in your hands probably doesn't need multiple layers, and the stuff that goes on your chest probably doesn't need multiple layers. So, did I say actually didn't want to put things on one's chest? I think I might have said that, although I'm not 100% if that's true. Hold on, how's the character kind of? It's like, yeah, stuff could go on the chest, I guess. Chest area. Kinda. Oh, shading is going to be a little weird, because, like, none of these things can shade each other. They can only be independently shaded. But whatever. It's the stuff that goes in like the main hand. Like if we consider this hand in the back the offhand, stuff that goes in the main hand is a little weird, because like if I put like so like if I've never actually successfully put anything like here ish. So like let's say I want to put on like I don't know, like a breastplate or something, like a nice shiny silver whatever the heck ever. That can go like here, and then like. Ta-da! Wearing a chest plate. That like has like, well, apart from the fact that I screwed up the shading and everything, that like is like distinct unto itself. That's like entirely. So like the the thing about this arm that I still haven't figured out exactly is like if I put like let's say this guy's holding a shield or something. I still haven't found I guess I just basically haven't found a place that I can put like stuff here that doesn't just like completely like I don't know, maybe that's fine. Maybe that's like satisfactory. Although if like yeah. I mean I guess okay, so yeah, I guess technically like alright, so if there's a chest plate, it's basically going to be covering like this area. So like this is like where chest type stuff typically covers, and like maybe sometimes it extends upward a little bit. I don't know, because maybe sometimes it has like ornate details, and maybe sometimes it actually oh no, it can't really drop low because on the second frame of animation it can't go. It'd look weird if it like the way it interacts with this leg that extends forward would be a bit weird. So actually we probably don't want it to drop any lower than like that. So there could be hypothetically like a cod piece or part of a cod piece on no, not even. There could just be like a front flap, and not even like no more than this really is what we could do for the front piece. So so like things in the backhand, like they basically have like the run of the place. Like things in the backhand can like cover like pretty much any of this region. Like this is all valid for the backhand, because like what else is going to occupy this space? And this is all in the background, remember, so like it can even like come down like in this space, and that's all kind of fun. So then hat type stuff, I'll use a purpley color because the hat is already purple. Hats are basically like all of this range, and like there's overlap there because like sometimes hats will extend in this looks really funny. Sorry. hats are basically like all of this range, and they can even cover up the ear. They can even like cover up the face, hypothetically, if it's like a helmet with a mask or something. Like they could basically cover up like any or all of this stuff. Um, although, yeah, I guess I'll. I mean, I guess I kind of have to pick and choose. Like, is the face part of the chest plate, or is the face part of the helm? Because if I try and make it both, then it could be weird. Like, because if there's like, let's say the chest plate has like a piece that like comes up in front of the like a mouth guard type of thing. Then if there's like a different like hat face mask or like hat mask that comes down over that, like they could interact weirdly. So I might kind of want to decide like, because like I do want to do masks. Like I would like to have like masks, but I guess I kind of have to pick and choose like which is which really. Uh, so as not to come up with like weird interactions that don't work. And so yeah, right. Oh yeah, so the hat kind of has like pretty free reign. Like there could be like an elaborate like headgear or something that like uses up a lot of the space. The backpack, what color haven't I used yet? A lighter blue color, I guess. So the backpack, or the things that go on the back, like basically occupy this space. Hey Tom, how's it going? Welcome. I'm doing pretty well actually. Apparently I look healthier. I didn't know I looked unhealthy, but no, I guess I kind of did because I had like kind of sniffles last week. So yeah, I guess I'm doing pretty well. How are you? Um, I'm just coloring in this picture because the point that I'm trying to make is like, all right, so if this is where like if this is where like the back type stuff goes, this is where the offhand type stuff goes, this is where the chest piece type stuff goes, this is where the helm types, the hat type stuff goes. There's not really a new space for the for stuff for this arm. Like it would just like if I try and put anything in this arm here, it just kind of like covers up other stuff. Like no matter what like it doesn't have its own like area of the screen. Like there's no part that like really only it affects. There's like oh cool. I should have made a cup of tea. I'd go for a cup of tea right about now, but I have my water. I kind of just don't want to put anything in this. This is my roundabout way of saying I kind of just don't want to put anything in this arm because like no matter what I put here, I don't like how it looks. Like it just covers stuff up. And I need like all the detail I can get because as soon as you start covering stuff up, it looks really indistinct and like hard to tell like what the heck is going on. So like, all right, if we go back, even like with even with like nothing else, like I already have like difficulty like putting things here and making it still look good. It's like, all right, let's say, so what if there was a backpack? Let's say this guy is carrying a backpack or whatever. And then can I give him a shield in such a way that you can still see his backpack? I mean, I guess like if I'm controlling the rate of level up, like I can kind of, yeah, I mean that kind of works, I guess. Kind of. And like if I'm designing the level progression, then I can just make sure that which I am designing level progression. Then I can just kind of make sure like each of the things that you upgrade to are compatible with like the previous thing. I think I might do that. So I was trying to convince myself that I don't actually need to account for the things held in the main hand, but now I should. So yeah, okay, I should draw out what my layers have to be, or like what layers I need, because all right, so like the top layer is what? Top layer is like main hand, because things held in the main hand are always going to be the things closest to the camera. Is there any qualifications where like something would need to come in front of the main hand? I can't think of anything like that. So the next layer would be, excuse me, back top layer, because there are two back layers. And then the next would be the chest. And then after that would be, this would be everything that draws in front of the character, I think. Oh, the hat, I guess, technically draws in front of the character also. So then the hat, top. And then the character, so this is where the character itself draws. So this is the top of the sandwich. And then what? And then back, lower, right? Back lower, hat lower. Do I want a lower layer for the chest, possibly? Probably not. Hopefully not. Guess I don't want to think about that right now. Maybe. Like maybe... No, I'm just not going to think about that. No, I'm going to say no. So lower, hat lower, and then offhand, I guess. I think that's all the layers. So yeah, so now for back and hat, we can't just set up the data like we've been setting it up. We can't just have like 2 frames and like data for those frames. We need 2 different layers, and we can't be so generic about how we handle these different slots. We have to handle them in this manner that we've designed. Which I guess that's fine. Oh, tomato juice, yeah. It's funny, as I was having a sip of water, it also occurred to me that, hey, I have tomato juice, so fret not. There's ample supply of tomato juice as well. Whoops. Oh. Some of the packaging is the same color as my chroma key, so it's gonna it's gonna look a little weird on camera. Cool. So yeah, I guess I just have to do like this, basically, is the thing to do. So yeah, I just have to like change things, and it'll break things, I think, but then eventually those things will get fixed again, I think, is how it'll just have to be. Yeah, I was looking at the thing, because once I start breaking it, I won't be able to restart the script. So sure, the script is good, fine, and running along as it will, and hopefully we won't need it until it gets unbroken again, or it'll just continue running smoothly. And either way, all right. So yeah, so we have offhand. We have new folder, back, new. All right. Thank you. Oh, you know what's funny? When I punched, when I was just to make sure I was getting the phrasing for the quote correct, I punched the phrase into Google, and this is one of the top search results. So if anyone's curious to see what Ibuki just... Oh, you know what else is funny, Ibuki? Because you're a mod, I don't have to reshare your links. So, yeah, everyone can see your link. Fun fact. Yeah. But that's fine. Yeah, you gave the NSFW warning, so that's good. That's appropriate. That's fine. Thank you for giving that warning, by the way. Um, all right, so back, offhand, hat. I'll call it head. Uh, and chest are all of them. Yeah, there's only 4 layers. No, wait, there's 5 layers. I can count. I can count. Uh, chest and main hands. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll add that to my list of list o things. Cha cha cha. Oh, I forgot to look at my list of things yesterday. Darn it. I usually do that on Sundays, but I got distracted. Shoot. Sorry. Alright, so what do I have to change? I mean, that didn't really break anything. But yeah, the thing where I load in stuff has to change, because now I have to load them in a very specific manner. But I'd made the system generic because I knew I was going to add more stuff, and I just hadn't figured out at that time. Sorry, 1 second. Actually, sorry, 1 second. I'm just gonna mute the microphone for a second. I'll be right. Hey, sorry. Yeah, I knew I was gonna do something more, and here is the more stuff that I was planning on doing. So now I don't have to do it in like a generic, ambiguous sort of. Oops, wrong button. A generic, ambiguous sort of way. I can just be very, very particular about how to do this. So the one thing that I have to change though is that we now need 4 frames because those two have multiple layers, so we need to be able to accommodate multiple images. You know what? I'm also gonna. I know I didn't do this before, but it's actually gonna be like frames, and it's gonna be Pygame surface, etc., etc. Yeah, I should probably. I don't know. I should do this for bonuses too, because why not? Oops, frames. Because it's just like silly the way that I was doing it before, kind of. So yeah. Save that. And though so one thing though is that I need to change how I reference them. Specifically, I can change it so that I don't have to do this if thing anymore. I can just like blit the one time, and I can the index for the was it bonuses? Yeah, so frames index, was it anim I? Yeah. Yeah, because anim I flits between 0 and 1, and so yeah, cool. And so then I can kind of do the same thing here, although this part has to get pretty dramatically rewritten. But for starters, I can I can at least pretend that this is an improvement. So again, instead of frame 0, it'll be frames index NMI. Alright, so say that. Right, so, sorry, that was just me thinking, and I should really be thinking out loud. Whoops, sorry. At least I try to. Um, so for the, yeah, so previously, like, I would fairly often do the for li in slots list. I don't know, I can kind of do that, but slots list can't just be an arbitrary. Slots list has to basically change its order. So whereas like slots list right now is just we just like read in OS lister equip. What we want to do now instead is slots list. Excuse me. Excuse me. Oh. So, yeah, something just occurred to me. So back in hat retain their order each time. Like it goes back draws above hat in on both the top and the bottom. So like to genericize this, like it can kind of just go like if we just put it offhand here, then like yeah, the back and the hat have two layers, but like now we basically have like the same order repeated twice. It's kind of funny that hat is so low on the list, but whatever. Kind of like that. Yeah. So I was just thinking, like, since we have if we have 4 frames now, then, oh, wait, you know where I haven't, you know what change I made that I haven't fixed yet, though, is, the part where we load in the, bonuses and stuff. I totally changed how that works, and I didn't, I changed how we reference those frames, and I didn't fix it in all locations. Like, where is it? Is it right here? Yeah, so yeah, right. So frame 0. Are there more? These are the last references to frame 0, right? This is the last references to frame 0. There are no other references. Wait, there's references. Yeah, here and here. All right, so just checking, because this is actually now frames index 0. It's another important distinction. And then also this is frames index 1. Yeah, slightly important. Oops, what did I do? Yeah, slightly important. And then, yeah, I mean, this is changing more dramatically than this, but whatever. All right, so, I am gonna have a little tomato juice. Now that I have it sitting right next to me, I kind of have to. So I apologize, Ibuki, but sloshing noises are in the very near future. Sorry, just 1 second. Don't mind me. So yeah, the reason I was thinking about frames is that because like we have this this order that's actually similar between the two, we can kind of just like if we wanted to, we could just like keep this order, and then we could use like frames 3 and 4 for the lower layer, and frames like 2 and 3 for the lower layer, and frames 0 and 1 for the upper layer. So like, for example, we never actually plan on having a chest piece down here. So for chests, we would like never really use frames 0 and 4, or wow, I'm just like saying random numbers at this point. Frames 2 and 3. Whereas we never really plan on having an offhand up here. So for like an offhand, we might just never actually use frames 0 and 1, and that keeps the system like slightly generic. While yeah, and the same thing for main hands. Never use 2 and 3. I kind of like that. Kinda. Yeah, I think I might do that. Alright, so yeah. I'm gonna change what slot list means. We're not gonna read in the OSD or whatever. It's just gonna be what is it? Sorry, I forgot the ordering. Main hand, back, chest, hat, offhand. Or head, I called it, not hat. So main hand, back, chest, head. Main hand, back, chest, head, offhand. Alright. So yeah. Now what do we do? No, you know what? I mean, I don't, all right, sorry. Like, I think that in some cases I'll just want like a list of just like the upper layers, so that I don't have to worry about them, which I think is legit. So, main hand. We'll keep the same order as we observed, but well, the top layer is pretty similar because all it does is leave off offhand, but then slots lower. What is this one? This one just goes back head, offhand. And there are just some cases where we only want to iterate over these. So yeah, main hand, back, chest, head, offhand. Main hand, back, chest, head, back, head, offhand. Yeah, seems legit. So I could probably do some weird things. Like, I could probably break the system in weird ways, but like I said before, like, it's kind of up to me to author these things in a sensible way, because like I get to choose like the order in which these things get unlocked. And so I mean, it'll probably be like mostly like a rotation. Like first, so clearly like you start with a hat, right? So you start with a headpiece, and then the first thing that you get is like this stick in the offhand. So I might make it like not like just immediately like cycle through all 5. I may make it so okay, you start with this hat, and then you get a walking stick, and maybe the next thing you get is like a different colored hat or something, like I don't know, and then maybe the next thing you get is like your backpack, and the next thing you get is like I don't know, maybe a different walking stick, like a better walking stick or something. Because I do want a sense of progression, so I want to add in like kind of a lot of things, so that way yeah, it's not like rare to get a new thing, and also so that like not all the adventures look identical. Although like as far as at least for the near term, all the adventurers will still have the same like green pants. uh, I don't have a great way around that, except although the next system of the individual character arts, I guess that'll be the important distinction. Um, all right, what the what the what the what the what. Oh, so in the character system, like in the when you have different character arts, I think we can't really change the shape of it very much. Well, I say that, but actually one thing that I do want to change the shape of is I know I want to change the shape of the legs, because one thing I want to do with the legs, because how could you make this game without like having a wizard, right? So like I think one character will be wearing robes, and so I mean it won't change the overall shape, but it'll kind of like it'll kind of like you know uh, fill in. Oops. It'll kind of like fill in this region. It's like, well, I mean, it won't look like that. I'll make it look better than that. But like, you won't. So like, for example, the walking stick, you can kind of actually see some of it behind the player's legs. But if you're wearing a robe, that it will be a little less distinct. Um, Actually, I don't know what else is really differentiated by character art. Because like the only thing that the only other thing really, other than pants, is face and shirt color. So maybe. Hmm. I don't know. uh. Huh. Maybe base. No, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll have to figure that out later. I won't worry about it for now. Uh, I was just trying to think like I was just thinking about it because like what of this other system will I have to accommodate um, in advance? Like what will I have to anticipate in order to accommodate about this new system? But like I don't know. This other system doesn't seem super major. Like it seems pretty uh, not major like that. I don't know. Uh, it's basically just pants color at this point. Pants color and shoe color. And I could even do like I mean the reason I've avoided like legs and feet for the equipment is that that actually animates, like the feet and legs actually animate on the character, and so I mean I actually could do them because I have these like multiple frames of animation, so I don't know. I could I I could do that. Hmm. I don't know. Okay. So uh yeah, but for now I'm just gonna. No, is there? All right, so hold on. I will take a moment to think. Is there anything there that I need to change? No, I think like pants and feet, like they wouldn't be changing much. They would just be basically like reskins of like the current look. Just because there's really not much room to do it. Like maybe you can get cool boots or something like that. But I think it'd be pretty much that like pants would just draw on a layer, probably like directly under chest, and ew, it's just. I was. Oh well. Yeah. Well, No, it was just occurring to me because, like, yeah, hypothetically, if I added in pants and feet to this, and like, yeah, like legs and feet to the system that I'm working on right now, then like, I guess there would be times when I'd want like the, oh, I don't know. No, the weird thing about like legs and feet is that like if you have boots, your boots would draw over your pants, right? But if you had a robe, your robe would draw over your boots. But like, I don't know how that works with the rest of the other like layers. Like I don't know if I don't know if there's like in this thing that I drew out here, like I don't know if there's a sensible place for it. Cuz like the legs we definitely want lower than the main hands. We probably, I don't know, maybe I could just put it like literally like right under main hands. Like you go main hand legs. You could go main hand legs feet back chest hat offhand, and then for the lower layer it could just go the same way. And maybe then like pants would go on the lower layer and robes would go on the upper layer. And like boots would go on the upper layer, but like shoes would go on the lower layer or something like that. I don't know. That could be weird, but it could also work. So maybe I won't worry about it for now. Yeah, we'll figure that out later, probably. We won't tackle that yet. Not just yet. Uh, so yeah, I need to take the hat off this character. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me. I need to take the hat off this character and split that up into multiple layers, and then I need to figure out what to do with this character when the character doesn't have a hat. I mean, the character will always have a hat because you start the game with a hat, but I don't know. I'll just like because I don't know. Some hats might not cover up. Like some hats might not come as low. Some hats might go a little higher up. So I'll just need to extend the forehead, I think, a little bit, and it won't be I don't know. I could just give them a bald head or something generic like that. Because hypothetically, like if these characters ever had like visible hair, like it would be part of the hat asset. So like if this person ever wore like a tiara, then like their long flowing locks would be part of the tiara. Like that would all be one asset. So all right, that's probably enough talking for now. I think I'm pretty. I think I have a pretty good grasp on what this system is going to be. What it's going to be like. Yeah. So okay. So we have our separate like layers lists, and I can extend this like I was saying if I want to do legs and feet. I just don't want to do them yet. So yeah. So now what do we want to change? I kind of have to do the sandwich thing. I feel like I kind of have to do the sandwich thing, unless blitting is like turbo fast and like, and it's not going to be. Weird to do that. Oh, huh. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry. I'm just thinking, and so one thing that's occurring to me is that like these uh these adventures like are arbitrary like 48 pixels by 48 pixels, but like it almost make more sense to have like the canvas of like 64 pixels by 64 pixels for no particular reason. I just like those numbers better. And so then like hypothetically like so the other thing is that like this hat comes like right to the top of the screen and everything. And like the walking stick, like I fit it on screen, but like if the walking stick had like if the walking stick was instead like a giant axe, for example, then there actually wouldn't be room to really like extend it forwards, because it would clip off the edge of this canvas. So like hypothetically, if let's undo all that stuff. So if I move the character to like a bigger canvas, then like maybe this is like the actual boundaries for like that stuff. So like I was just thinking about like how I would make these excuse me, how I would like make the sandwiches, and in order to like put them all together like on the same sheet, I might want like the extra space. So maybe the sandwich, like maybe the bread will be standard size, 64 pixels by 64 pixels, maybe. This is centered, right? This is the 8th pixel. Wait. Yeah, this is the 8th pixel. Alright, wait, it starts, it indexes at 0, right? Yeah. Alright, oh, it indexes at 0. Oh, that's funny. All my other the stuff I was doing the other day, I was thinking it would index at 1, but anyways. So these sandwiches that I'm making. No, I guess I don't really have to do it like this. Excuse me. But maybe I should assume like a 64 by 64 pixel whatever. No, no. It would be convenient for some things, but I just remembered like one of the things that I kind of want to do. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like one of the hats that you get. Maybe one of the hats that you get looks like a regular hat, but then also like part of the asset is also that there's now all of a sudden like a dragon like flying next to you. And so like in order for the dragon to like fit, this is a dragon. In order for the dragon to fit and like actually like be there in the scene, we wouldn't be able to use just a 64 by 64 grid, because the dragon wouldn't fit on screen. We would need and when I say dragon, I mean like a tiny dragon, but like we would still need more space for the tiny dragon to fit on screen. This is a tiny dragon. Trust me. But yeah, so while it would be convenient for most of the assets to fit on a 64 by 64 grid, I actually don't want to limit myself to that. So I'll make the sandwich shop have like adjustable size bread, like variable size bread. You can order your size. Like, sometimes you're only in the mood for a smaller sandwich, but sometimes you want to go for like the party sub. So excuse me. All right, so get rid of all that. Actually, get rid of all of this. I don't need that. So what do I need now? What's the next step? The next step is to... No, yeah, this is going pretty well. Actually, like using the current system, really all I have to do at this point is add in a separate part where we blit over the top layer. And also slots lower. Alright, so slots list, slots top, slots lower. So the part where we're blitting stuff, where is it? Yeah, so right, for this part that we blit before we blit the character, We only really have to do slots lower. We don't have to do the whole thing. And then the other thing that we have to do, though, is after we blit this, and after we blit the character, then we have to blit the oh yeah, so this doesn't involve sandwiches. Like, I'm not doing anything sandwichy here. But everything else works. Oh yeah, right. And so then the other thing is that we decided lower was using like 2 and 3, and upper was using 0 and 1. So so we don't want to blit frames anim I anymore. We want to do anim I plus 2. And we'll also have to change the names of stuff. So yeah. Sorry, one second. Un momento, por favor. Sorry about that. I'm back. So yeah, the yeah, so in order to keep our walking stick, in order to make sure that our walking stick still works, I just need to change these to 2 and 3. And I think I'm just going to change the names to 2 and 3. Oops. Because we don't. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine. And I think I'm actually going to do this with bonuses too. Just change the naming convention, because why not? So 0 and 1. Alright, and so, yeah, now of course I have to change the way these are loaded in. So so yeah, so now instead, so for I in range 2, oh yeah, right. F name equals equip li. Oh wait. Oh, this is equipment. So this is actually range 4. Li eli for, so another slash plus the index I plus the rest of this. Yeah. And so then if that exists, then frame I equals etc. etc. Otherwise, we say we failed to load. All right, there we go. And then let's do something similar for the bonuses, because why not? So for I in range, oh, we're already using I here. So for pi in range 2, oh, yeah, this is supposed to be part of this. Indent. Right, so frame, or yeah, again, we don't need frame anymore. Oops. It's pi plus the rest of this stuff. Excuse me. And it's frames index pi. And then we can get rid of the stuff. Yay. PI, what don't you like about this? Oh, I forgot the colon. How's that? Better? What? Now it's... what? 4 PI in range 2. What don't you like about this? You're lying. This is totally legit. Oh, pi is probably a thing. So, what would be a better one? Fi. No? I don't know. Fname equals plus... Oh, I forgot a plus sign. Yep. Yeah. There you go. What? Now what are you complaining about? Oh, yeah, right, because I changed. So, yeah, no, PI was apparently fine. Probably. I don't know, no, this just weirds me out. I doubt pi is a thing. It's probably like math.pi, if anything. So, but for some reason, that still just weirds me out. Anyways. Don't mind me. Oh, did I make the tape? Is the blitting things using the correct layers? I think I might have forgot to... Yeah, right, no, this one's top. Forgot about that step. And we're not making sandwiches. We can make sandwiches, though. Maybe I'll wait and make sandwiches once we need to make sandwiches. And for now... Laterman, hey, sorry, I was not paying attention to the chat. Welcome. How's it going? We're not making sandwiches. It's probably not going to make sense because you just got here, but we are making walking sticks. Sort of. We made walking sticks. So, like, it's now the little adventure. Totally carrying a walking stick. Yeah. I mean, it's just like a small line drawn across the character art, but we'll be improving that and making it better. And yeah, all that good stuff. Sorry. Yeah, actually, I think I'm now back to the point where I'm going to start working on more character art stuff. I haven't changed anything recently. The one I'm working with currently, like it works with varying levels of success, so it might be working a little better than last time you saw it, but I'm still waiting on like a better quality universe, so yeah. I ordered another screen and it just hasn't arrived yet, and like this is like the only GIF I can really do with my current screen, but hopefully with the newer one I can actually use like different backdrops and stuff like that too. It's just taking excuse me, it's just taking its sweet time getting delivered, so stay tuned. Excuse me. Alright. Sorry. So yeah, I'm gonna take the hat off, I think. Oh, and yeah, that's the other thing. So yeah, there's going to be... Well, yeah, no, I guess I'll wait and do that in a second. So, right, let's take the hat off. So, copy this to a new thing. Sure. Paste. And I also have to, like, separate these into 2 separate layers as well. Should be a little bit funny. But, I have some ideas. Alright, so... yeah, sorry, right. So, right, taking the hat off. Adventure is getting de-hatified. So, actually, I'm going to use a very fine implement for this so that I don't accidentally delete too much or too little. So yeah, haven't quite nailed it yet. Oh yeah, this is probably darker because of. I'll probably want. I actually kind of probably almost want to just like redo all of this, kind of almost. But for now, I'll just do this. Uh, alright. Actually, you know what? This part is a little more precise, so I can just like get rid of all of this stuff. Whoops, wrong color or wrong button. Chop, 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 chop. Yeah. So the nice thing is I only have to do this once. Because I can just like, the head doesn't really animate, so I can just kind of like, I can just copy and paste this to the other side. And so the funny thing is that like this actually isn't really supposed to look like anything because like you're never actually supposed to see this. So I probably won't extend this up very high. I'll just like extend it like a little bit higher, I guess. Yeah. I guess I'll use a 2-pixel wide brush. Yeah. So it'll probably just be like that, basically. And then the hats will just like help make it look better. And then this. Yeah, that's super great. Super great. I should just like clean up the face while I'm here. Just make it look better in general. Probably. Because like I left like, I don't know. I left it a little bit like crufty the last time I was working on it. Whoops. Did he get sad all of a sudden? Maybe I won't. Maybe I just won't mess with it. Maybe it's fine how it is. Suddenly it looks sad. I think because like there's no eyebrows. Oh, there's no eyebrows. That might be part of why it looks funny. Because like, no, I think most hats are just gonna come all the way down, like to where the other one came down to. I mean that might not be the case though, 100% of the time. Like I might not want to do that. So yeah, I guess I should draw on the forehead. And eyebrows too, hypothetically, because like it'd be weird to have like forehead without eyebrows. All right, so excuse me. Yeah, sorry. Just thinking for a moment, but nah, maybe no eyebrows. I don't know. I don't know if it'll look weirder with or without them. I should just redo the face. I should really just redo the face. Right? Alright, well I can always change my mind if I decide later not to, but for now I'm gonna redo the face. So yeah. Cause like, well actually, you know what else would be, this would be the right time to do, something else too, which is, to edit the skin tone. so I wanted to actually make it a little more differenter than it is currently. So, hue saturation. It seems like, I think it might be slightly too reddish. Oops. No, that's more reddish. Less reddish. Slightly less reddish. I actually don't mean to be changing the pants color, so hold on. Let me unselect the pants. Alright, there we go. So, adjustments, hue saturation. Whoa! Crash? Cool. I hadn't seen one of those yet, but cool. Whatever. Yay, crashed it. Yay. I wouldn't have like a ton of unsaved work. No, I hope that was fine. But that's interesting. I hadn't gotten that one before. Alright. Oh no. Oh no, that's some dumb file that no one cares about. Alright, so let's try that again. Oh man. Alright. Alright, yeah, so first let's copy, new, paste. Alright, and then let's also open the other adventure frame just for comparison purposes. Alright, so yeah, whatever, that's fine. So, alright, eraser tool once more. Alright, so I should get in the habit of hitting the save button from time to time. Now that stuff. Now that there are clearly some known issues with the software that I'm using. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Easier the second time. Let's get rid of all that. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Alright, so now I can fill in that area again. Fill in this once more. Actually, I'll leave the eyes in for changing the skin tone. Cha. Alright. Goes roughly like this. Oh, I want to make sure not to extend this further beyond what a hat could cover. Well, I guess as long as I make it look reasonable and realistic and stuff, then hat should hypothetically cover a reasonable and realistically sized head, so, yeah. Oops. Oh yeah, I still have that color on my brush. Alright, so yeah. Alright. File save, I guess. Yeah. It's gonna look weird for a minute, but should get better. Save. Alright, so yeah, skin tone. So I wonder if this is going to get the same crash if I do the same thing again. Adjustments, hue and saturation. Crash! Wow, there you go. At least we know how to crash it now. So don't use I don't know what about that is causing the crash exactly, but it's kind of a fun repro. All right, so we saved this time, so it's less work. So should I just change the color of the pants? I guess, yeah, I'm not going to change the skin tone very much, so this doesn't matter if I change the color of the pants slightly. It's just so funny that I have to because of that crash. Anyways, um, so, right, so I'm going to bump up the hue a little bit. Not by much. Yeah, like not by barely any at all. I think I want to increase the saturation slightly and knock down the lightness slightly. Not that far, maybe. Like, more saturation? Less saturation? More hue? No. Six-ish. So wait, this is 6, 106, -6. Simple enough. I just want to see how that looks on the other version. Specifically with the hat. So 6, 106, -6. Yeah, I think that looks okay. Actually, if that was a little. Uh, Sorry, I mean, this is just like a very subtle change. I just, yeah. Alright, so maybe closer to like 4, 4, -9. Adjustments, hue saturation. 4, 4, -9. Yeah. That's probably good. Alright, so. Alright, yeah, oh yeah, I forgot to. Right, so I'll select new. Okay, paste. This isn't actually going to be the hat file, but just because, I don't know, I'm now worried about crashes, I'm going to save this for temporary sake as quip head. I guess I'll just call this like cap purple. Y'all. And this will be all you know, stuff and whatnot. Oh yeah, so yeah, I guess I should probably apply the same hue saturation shift here. So 4, 4, -9. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, sorry. I tried to hit the mute microphone button. I'll be right back. Sorry. Sorry about that. It's a little too slow to hit the button. The good news is I didn't accidentally hit the stop streaming button. That would have been fun. Alright, so, yeah, right, okay, so then, we cleaned up the whole head stuff. So, copy. Oh, I was gonna redo the face too. So I should probably redo the face while I'm here. Or maybe I'll call that fine for now. No, they look sad. For some reason they look sad now. So alright, I'll redo the face. Why not? Oops, wrong tool. Alright. So, oops. I do not mean to be digging a hole through this face. Alright, so this should be fairly straightforward. All we need is a little bit of tone here. And then, how are the eyes positioned? Wait, hold on. Alright, so, yeah, roughly like so. Alright, so, probably shouldn't use like a pure black, but like, I think this is like the only place that I'm actually using pure black, so, whoops, I think it was actually, yeah, it was like closer. So it's like more like that, and like, oh, it's also too tall. It's like that. Yeah, that's about right. And then like, oops. Oops. Nope. It's like that, kind of. Actually, this is on a darker background, so it's probably going to read darker, so I should probably actually make this side darker, like in actuality. No, yes, no. I don't know, that probably looks weird. That could look okay. It's definitely less like weird and smudgy. But it's also really dark. Maybe I didn't use pure black here. Maybe I used like a grayer color. I should use a grayer color. So yeah, let's try that again. That's too far. Again, too far. Alright. Like that, maybe? Not far enough, actually. Is that... How's that? Oh gosh, why is that so weird? Oh, because the eyes are uneven now. Yeah. Maybe it was better before. I don't know. See, these ones look like emptier. I think these ones look like more lifeless for some reason. I think I'm gonna switch over to black again and just like darken it up a touch. Oh, that looks even more lifeless, doesn't it? I don't know, maybe I should just stop. Maybe I should just stop. Maybe I should like just implement these and see how they look. I don't know why I thought that would be better. Alright, I'm probably just gonna try these, see how they look, and then I can change it again if need be. So right. Copy, paste. Well, it doesn't look angry or sad anymore, so that's good. But I can't just rerun the script because now that I took off the hat, I need to make the hat its own asset now, which would be a good test to see if I did that correctly. All right, so that's still good, all good there. So now I need to basically do the opposite. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see how this turns out. It might take a little bit of I don't know what. The first step is to get rid of this. I should probably be careful about this. I should probably be very careful and do this in a very deliberate manner. Whoops. Alright. Carefulness. eraser, brush width 1.